tell you what, back in 1985 when Bonnie Tyler was holding out for a hero. She had to wait a long time, but we brought her in here this morning. I'll be her hero for the next hour. Good morning, Bonnie. How are you?
Oh, I'm great. I'm absolutely great. You know me, when I'm in Portugal, yes!
Hold out no longer.
No.
Let it all hang out.
Yeah.
Well, in the background, I'm playing away here at Faster Than the Speed of Night from Bonnie Tyler, but you don't have to hear that because you can hear her live. She's sat right with me. Good morning again, Bonnie.
Hello, Owen.
Now,
Sir Owen.
oh, well, there we are, Dr. Bonnie.
Oh, yes, I'm a doctor.
You've forgotten that, haven't
Yes.
you? Yeah, Doctor of Illiteracy or something, wasn't it?
Illiteracy.
Oh, sorry, literature. No. I've already insulted the Irish ambassador. It's your turn now. Now, come here. Now, I've got to ask you something. Last time you were in here with me, right?
Yeah.
You said something. You said, "Oh, I'm going to start easing up a bit now. Look, no, come on." You said I'm only going to be doing a couple of gigs a fortnight. Well, I've got to tell you, Robert, your husband, gave me a sideways glance, and your management actually said she's got no chance. So,
No, it's been manic.
where have you been? Where have you been since I last saw you?
I do things that I love, and I love doing the Harley Davidson festivals, and I did the Harley Davidson in Saint-Tropez, which was magnificent, like 100,000 people. It's amazing, and all over the beach, and the venue was on the beach. Oh my God, it was wonderful. And then I did the Harley Davidson festival in Hungary.
So are you really, apart from being a rock chick, are you a bit of a biker chick as well then?
I haven't got a bike, no, but I went on one we were in this restaurant in Saint-Tropez on the beachfront there after sound check, and these bikers came in and said, "Would you like to go for a spin on the bike?" I said, "Yes, please." So I went on the back of the bike. My manager's looking at me like, she better come back. And so I jumped on the back of this bike, and we went around. It's not very big, Saint-Tropez,
Yeah.
Oh, it was fantastic. And this particular bike, he had like speakers. The fabulous bikes, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And he had these really loud speakers on them. We were going around Saint-Tropez singing the Born in the USA, the Bruce Springsteen
doing a bit
song.
of Bruce Springsteen, yeah. So in that case, you'd come out on my bike with me, would you? David has, and he's still alive, look.
Well, I don't like going too fast, believe it or not, but there was so much traffic. We didn't know. There was thousands and thousands of bikes everywhere, so it was great. You couldn't go that fast anyway. So, and I've been to Vienna, done a big show in Vienna, Romania a couple of times.
I was going to ask you about that one in particular. How did you find Romania? Well, apart from going on the plane, yeah, go on.
Fabulous. I mean, I've been there many, many times to do big shows, But the only one thing that I won't do anymore is do a New Year's Eve show there in the outdoors. It was like 40 degrees below freezing, and I had the flu for about 6 weeks afterwards, so no chance in that. But no, it was fabulous. Absolutely great. The audiences are wonderful. And I just come from Oslo now.
That's a lovely country, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
It's nice this time of the year, isn't it?
Oh,
in
yeah.
Norway?
It was really hot. It was like the Algarve,
Yeah.
But there's nothing like the Algarve. As soon as you step off that plane.
I knew you'd get off down on that route again because, to be honest, wherever you go, and I think last time I spoke to you, I was on my travels. You were going to do a private party, a one-nighter in Moscow?
Yes, I often go to Moscow. I've sung in the Kremlin loads of times. I sang to Putin and everything.
Really?
Yeah.
Now then, he's only a little fella, isn't he?
Yes.
Well, I suppose he looks big to you, but...
So-and-so. Yeah.
Well, he is only a little man, isn't he?
Well, he was sitting down at the time, so, I don't know, really.
Yeah, and then you were home for a week, if memory serves, and then you went off, and you ended up in South Africa, wasn't it?
Oh, yes, I'm going back again as well, too, in February into March. I've got a tour all over South Africa then. I'm also going to Mexico, Argentina, Oh gosh, so many places. I got so much coming in, you wouldn't believe it. But it's with my band, you know. My band are brilliant, you know, and we have a lot of fun.
I'll tell you what, they're a fantastic backing band, aren't they?
Oh, they're amazing. But I mean, I can only do 2 shows on, 1 off. My voice doesn't stand up to, you know, doing. I have got 3 on the shot, 3 on the trot. But that's the struggle, you know. I'll probably end up in the doctors with voice problems after that one. But, you know, sometimes you have to do it to make it work, you know.
What people don't realise is that the voice box and the vocal cords are muscles.
Yeah.
And it's like an athlete. If you overstrain them, they're not going to work.
I know.
And you try and tell some of these people they do a 2-hour show and they've had enough.
Well, my show is 90 minutes, right?
That's normal.
And, you know, it's full on. No sort of off and on
Straight
to change or anything. And it's all, you know, really not at all up tempo. I do a lot of power ballads. And I do a couple of blues. And of course, my last album, I recorded it in Nashville.
Yeah, Rocks and Honey.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, we've been flogging that to death. So I wasn't going to choose any tracks from that today because we've really done so many. But if you insist, I will switch one. In fact, I'll do it while I do a commercial break. Look.
All right.
And you can tell me what track you want me to play.
Well, depends if you want a tempo one or a ballad or.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll let the crew choose, shall I?
This is going to hurt, is it?
Yeah. Okay, look, we're with Bonnie Tyler. If you've got any questions you want me to put to her, you got the numbers 289 587708. Text us on 92650 4041 or pop an email to ong@kissfm.pt or post it on Facebook. And there's a question just come up here now. Michael Anderson asked me to ask you, when's your house going to be finished?
Exactly.
It seems like the longest building project in the Algarve.
It's been incredible. We've had 3. Well, we're on our 3rd builder now. I mean, we've had terrible problems.
And the 3rd year as well?
A bit more than that, actually. But no, it's getting there now. The worst thing, it looks so terrible from the outside because the wall isn't done. But the rest of it is not a lot to do, to be honest. But the wall on the front of the house is on the roadside, you know, that hasn't been touched yet because that's the last thing we're going to do. But we're almost there.
Never mind. Come, I'll tell you what.
Early New Year, and we're there.
You won't be short.
I can't wait.
You won't be short of somewhere to sleep. You can always go to sleep on the boat, can't you?
Good job I got an apartment.
14 after the midday hour with Bonnie Tyler, live on Kiss.
Kiss FM.
Well, this is Bonnie Tyler's Bit of Blue from the year 1991. I'm going to fade it down so we can talk to her. Now, that was a track from your latest album, Rocks and Honey, which you mentioned earlier.
This is going to hurt.
Yes. Now, one thing I've got to ask you, you heard earlier, because I know you were listening before you left home, we had our barbecue chef in who made a cake.
I've tasted it.
Yeah. Now, he wants to know, what's your take on it? He's listening.
Absolutely delicious. I can't believe he made it on the barbecue, though. Because, I mean, gorgeous, and the cream, was it creme fraiche on the top?
Yes.
Fresh raspberries.
Yeah.
It was delicious.
We know how to treat a girl in here, don't we?
What?
Yeah. No, I couldn't believe he'd done that. So, I know you want to build a house before you build a barbecue, but when you get your barbecue going, I'll get him to write the recipe for you.
Yeah.
And you can get Robert on it.
I'm hopeless on the barbecue. I'd have to get somebody in to do it.
No, Robert will do it. He's a good all-rounder, isn't he?
No.
He's listening in the other studio. I know he is. I bet he's got red as a beetroot now. Now, you were talking about all the places that you've been to since we last met and had a chat, yeah? Where are you off to next?
I'm doing the Silverstone Classic Car Festival in Silverstone next. When I leave here, I'm home for 2 days, and I'm doing that in the UK.
Yeah.
Where am I going then?
You wait till you're told, don't you, really?
I could tell you, but I look at my diary during the next song.
Yeah, but do you find you don't sort of plan ahead too far? Obviously,
yes,
it is planned, but you don't look at it until a week before.
I always have to have a look and think, where am I going next, you know? Yeah.
And one thing you've got to do, last time you were over, of course, I was leaving as you arrived, and you went out with my wife and a friend of hers, Alison, who's been a lifelong fan of yours.
Yeah.
They're asking, would you just please say hello to Alison?
Oh, Alison.
And she thoroughly enjoyed our day with you.
Yeah, we had a great time, in a lovely little restaurant down in Lagos there. And, yes, hi, Alison. It was lovely meeting you, darling. We had a lovely time, and my cousin Dee thought you were great as well.
Well, I'll tell you what, when I got back, of course, I did deal with the complaints afterwards about you four rowdy women in there, but never mind. There we are. There's a special coffee that Peter's just brought in for you, because I think you like that sort of coffee, Bonnie. Just try that for size. Tell me, will that wash down that nice cake?
Oh, it tastes like Bailey's.
No, it's just chocolate milk, honest to
Other
goodness.
brands are available.
Yeah.
I just looked at my diary. I'm going to after Silverstone. I'm doing Germany full concert in Schneesburg. After that, I'm going to Estonia, and then I do the Rewind Festival in Henley in London.
All right.
Yeah. And then to be confirmed, Kazakhstan, and then I got a Spanish gig. Romania, Norway again. Anyway, lots of things.
So, what you're saying is then, all that nonsense you were talking about last time, well, I'm only going to do 2 gigs a fortnight.
I know. It just don't work like that.
No.
But you know, the thing is, when the things like Harley Davidson's come in, you just love it, you know what I mean? And you just can't refuse. You just love it so much.
Well, you see, I remember talking to our mutual friend, Sir Cliff Richard, on exactly the same subject.
Yes.
When I forget how the subject came up, and I think it was something to do with the Rolling Stones. They're saying, over the age of 65, you should retire, you know. Now, you were saying you wanted to take things easier.
Well, I was in New York just about 10 days ago, and I was going to go and see Sir Cliff Richards with Morrissey, because he was working in New York. So I emailed, and I'd missed it by a week. I didn't realise. So I got it wrong. But anyway, we were there to celebrate Robert's 65th birthday.
Yeah, well, that was a bit of a blinder, wasn't it? Well, his answer was, or his manager said to me, well, look, Owen, you talk about packing it in, and you've said it for so long, but the same rules apply. All the time you've got listeners to your show, all the time Cliff is selling albums and selling sell-out concerts. You've got to keep going as a duty to the public that have put you where you are.
Well, it's just great when, you know, your shows are sold out, and you know, and you enjoy it.
And you get a bit of a buzz, don't you?
When you enjoy it as much as I do,
Yeah.
it's, you know, of course I'd love to be able to spend more time in Portugal on my boat and whatever, but, you know, when my house is ready now, eventually...
If...
no, it will be ready in a couple of months. And, or, you know, into the new year, because I'm away anyway, so I won't be able to use it until the new year. Then I hopefully then will be able to spend more time here.
Well, I'll tell you what I want to do now, because as you know, we've got listeners all over the world to this show, very proud of that.
Yeah.
And I got a particularly good friend of mine who happens to be married to a cabaret singer, and he lives in Bangkok.
Yes.
And his favourite, I did tell you this, he told me when I visited him a month or so ago, that his favourite song ever was the one I'm going to play any minute.
Right.
So before I do, and while we're just turning out from Eclipse of the Heart from 1983, I think you'll know the one I'm going to play when I fire it up.
I remember you telling me that it was their song.
Yes.
And I was going to look for a copy, an old copy for him, and I had it on my list of things to do, and I forgot.
Well,
I'm sorry. I will do it eventually, and if I find one at the home.
Next time round, when you're coming over, you bring one. So to make it right, I'd like you to say it will be good evening for them. Good evening to Tony and Nella Gill in Bangkok.
Good evening, Tony and Nella Gill.
Right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. We're going to do this one now, especially for him.
I guess it's time I finally learned to breathe again. I guess that I should try.
You know what? I put the wrong CD in, didn't I? This is... I'll tell you what it is. It's Sunshine, isn't it? I'll do his one in a minute.
Many pieces, but now
Shows it's a live show, doesn't it?
peace with myself. I'm at peace with myself. I've been caught in the rain one too many times. I've been lost with the pain that I had to hide. I was hidden by
Right now, 24 minutes to the hour, 1 o'clock. Yeah, thanks for your calls, but please do not call the text number. We cannot answer in a soundproof studio. So text only to 92650 4041. If you want to speak to us, it's 289 587708. Post your message on Facebook or pop the email to ong@kissfm.pt. Email came in just a short while ago, all the way from Sydney and Australia.
I'm supposed to be going there in the
Yes. Well, this is the question for you, young lady. Look, Henry in Sydney, Australia is asking us, when is Bonnie going to confirm her Sydney, Australia show, which she mentioned in an interview not so long ago?
It still hasn't been confirmed, so my manager's still talking to the tour promoters. So hopefully we're gonna link in a few more shows and watch the space.
Well, looking at what's coming up on the screen, they're eating their hearts out in Australia to see you there.
Oh, it's great. I've been there a few times.
Did you see that subtle link? Because I'm now going to do the one I was going to do before, especially for Tony and Nella out in Bangkok. That's his favouriteest song ever.
I'm so glad you made a mistake, though. You played one of my new tracks again off the album.
Yeah, and I
Sunshine.
wasn't going to do that, was I?
No.
No, we flogged it to death, that's why. Everybody who wants a copy has
He had
bought
the
Rocks
wrong
and Honey.
CD in.
I know. Well, I'm not going to blame anybody. It's my fault. Okay. And I'm now heartbroken because I did that.
It's a heartache. Nothing but a
Hey, Tony, hope you're not doing what you did to this before.
hits you when it's true.
Brings back memories for him.
Hits you when you're down.
No need now, you got a wife.
It's a fool's game. Nothing but a fool's game. Kiss FM. Kiss FM.
Well, having played that one, especially for Tony Gill down there in Bangkok, that brings back happy memories to him when he was exercising as a young boy. I'm going to do this one from Bonnie Tyler. It's called More Than a Lover. Now, let me ask her, do you remember when you recorded this one?
Yes, I am Ronnie Scott and Steve Wolf. Ronnie used to have the rock garden in Villamora, which has changed now names. And we recorded the song. It got to number 16. And do you remember Muriel Young?
Yes.
She used to live over here,
Yeah.
you know. And one of the guys, the duo. Anyway, she banned it from the BBC. Right? This song was banned only because it says, "Wanna be more than a lover." And it didn't make any sense, why it would be banned.
Now,
It got to number 16 and you...
Well, I thought you probably recorded this because it was shortly after, I do believe, that you married Robert, wasn't it?
No,
Or
I
you met
married
him.
Robert in 1972 before I had any hit records.
Yeah.
At 73, sorry.
73, yeah. Oh, yeah, well, then, after 4 years' experience, this is where you did this one, More Than a Lover, then.
There's a brilliant drummer.
You've got the hang of that, Bonnie.
Brilliant drummer on this track called Simon Phillips.
Let's hear him, shall we? We've only got a couple of minutes of it left.
Half of me lies. Let me be more than a lover.
Well, I got to tell you, we've got another message popped up here, and it's come in from Germany, I do believe.
Yes.
And it's written in English, so all power to them. It said, "Here's Tiana Serendipity, but my real name is Frauke from Germany.
Yes.
I know you will be getting many posts and questions, so I only have the big wish that you tell me tomorrow. All the best and love on earth from me. I will hope they have a fantastic day together. They are a model for all of us. Real love can fight against all. Stay as you are, you two, Bonnie and Robert, and I hope to see you again the next year you are in Germany. Thinking of you, I love you both. Lovely hugs and kisses from Germany for them, and also for you, Owen." It says, "Best wishes, Frauke."
Elka?
Frauke, F-R-A-U-K-E.
Well, thank you, darling. Thank you very much. You know, I always introduce Robert to the stage, during my show.
Yeah, and I bet he hates every minute of that, doesn't he?
He loves it, doesn't he? And they all applaud, and
Well, I must say one thing in Robert's favour. He's always there looking after you, and he has done since you were a wee girl. You were 17 years old,
Yeah.
were you not?
Yes. Yeah.
And I think it's one of the showbiz marriages that stood the test of time, has it not?
We've had our ups and downs, but we get through them.
Oh, well, life's
We've
got a
got
bumpy
to.
road. If you've driven down that 125 that you're going to in a minute, you'll know exactly what I mean. But I think, as these people are saying in Germany, and all the other posts that are coming up, just saying it's lovely to hear you.
Thank you.
Blah, 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 blah.
Thank you.
I think that one of yours is one of the longest showbiz marriages that I personally know of.
42 years tomorrow.
Yeah. Is it 42? I remember when we were celebrating your 40th here on the
Yes.
show.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, I don't know about you, but the time literally flies by, doesn't
I know, it's getting frightening now how quick time is going,
And talking of time, I'm being reminded that I have to do this now.
All right.
And you'll recognise the thing.
What?
We've got to kickstart a few little messages.
Right.
Stay where you are. Don't run away.
Yeah.
Block the door, Pete. Oh, you are, Peter. Okay, you can't get past him anyway. Lost in France from Bonnie Tyler's greatest hits album. And, of course, as you all know, Bonnie is with us in the studio this morning. A few messages have come up, and we got one here. We have asked you about your house. The Queen, Bonnie Tyler, so says Eddie. Art Harster in Holland, who was in the studio with us a couple of years ago. He's saying how nice to hear you back in here with us.
Thank you.
He's asked me to play a certain track of music that we're just trying to find now. We're going to be panning it up for you. And we got one here. Again, somebody else asking when you're going to confirm your Sydney, Australia booking. As we know, it's not confirmed, so I can answer that one.
Yeah.
Right, here's one from Sarah Tyler, and she said, how will you celebrate your anniversary? Big greeting, happy anniversary from you and your husband Robert. How are you going to celebrate?
We haven't decided yet. Probably just eating and drinking as usual.
Oh, a normal day then. A normal day in paradise. Right, and
My
where's
friend
the
is
other one?
arriving today, so...
Right, yes, because I know you've got to leg it down the furrow when we've finished
No,
with
after I
us
do a
lot.
bit of shopping, make sure I got some things in the house, and after we go for lunch.
And get a roof put on and little things like that. I know. Now, there's another one. Somebody just said, the Queen, Bonnie Tyler, little superstar.
She runs my page called the Queen Bonnie Tyler.
Yes, and she's got a little heart and kisses on here. Well, you can't see
Hey,
it.
Megan, how are you, darling? Love to you and your friend Maria as well.
Now, I can't speak Hollish, as Art Harster will tell you, and I can't even speak Danish, but I do believe this is Jetta Wenzel Nielsen, who says, hi, Owen, could you please ask Bonnie Tyler if she's doing any concerts in Denmark in the near future?
I think I am, actually. Check out bonnietyler.com.
That's the easy answer, then we'll all know, won't we? Yeah.
Or, the girl you just mentioned now.
Yeah.
I wish she'd changed the name. Queen Bonnie Tyler sounds a bit naff, but she runs an incredible site, and if you want to know anything, it's on there.
Well, Art Harster is asking us to play from Rocks and Honey, What You Need From Me.
Oh, this is a beautiful duet with the 27-time Grammy winner, Vince Gill.
Well, we've only got chance to do about half of it, I think.
Oh, what a shame.
I just had to hear your voice. Well, you've always been my rock, the one that puts me back together on my way around the block.
Well, sadly, we have to interrupt this to get our Bonnie to answer another question. David, the question was...
Hi, Bonnie. Do you think there's ever a chance you'll be able to do a concert down here in the Algarve?
Well, you know, I wish they'd ask me. I've done one in Cascais. I've done a few up in North Portugal. And we had a fabulous show in Cascais. It was wonderful. I would love to do one in, you know.
Well, maybe some people out there should listen and get this thing organised.
Well, I'll tell you what,
yes.
we'll go up there and do it. We'll get up there and get it sorted.
It would be great. But there again, I love coming here for a rest, you know.
Yeah, well, rest. You call it a rest when this lady's around you. I've got to tell you, she got so much energy, I'm absolutely knackered. Yes, she can't change, and we hope she never does. She's a breath of fresh air when she comes in. And I'll tell you what, as huge a star as she is, she's just a nice, ordinary, lovely gal.
Thank you.
And what we need from you is a promise that you're going to come back and see us very, very soon.
Absolutely. Isn't that Vince Gill amazing?
Fantastic track of music on. And on that note, we got to say farewell. We're going to be playing out right now. Thanks to all our listeners, all the helpers, and indeed to the Irish ambassador and our lovely, lovely Bonnie Tyler.
Thank you.
This hour is...
Kiss FM.